Before you back OrcQuest Warpath Resurrection from Monolith Games, we want to give you a little bit of context and answer the question, well, is it worth it? Should you back it? This is our series over here on Quack&Co where we break down every single Kickstarter or crowdfunding project in the board game space that crosses 2,000 backers or more. And OrcQuest is sitting at 3,000 backers with 3 days left to go with $300,000 raised, which does mean they've met their $200,000 funding goal, and they will be delivering not only to the people that are pledging this campaign, but to everyone from the original campaign way back in the day from a different company called Maze Games that they actually took control of or took over this production or this title after development was complete and before they could actually deliver because, well, the world went upside down and Maze Games, a small indie publisher, was unable to actually deliver the final product to their backers. OrcQuest Warpath is going to be a Zombicide-esque, big dungeon crawl, skirmish-style game. You're taking heroes, you're fighting, you're gaining weapons, you're upgrading, and you're just brutalizing your way through this journey or this campaign. You could have one-off skirmish modes, or you could have larger sort of campaign-based adventures. It is built around the idea of being a group of trolls, goblins, and other sorts of
rejects,
who are then going out into the world of humans and elves and pig people, and you are conquering them.
We're just killing people.
In a way. You're just killing people. So that's a quick overview. Okay, so let's talk about the publisher. The publisher here is officially going to be Monolith Games. Like I said, it originally came from a publisher called Maze Games. Right. Now, I believe they have 2 outstanding projects.
Yes, right. 10 completed, 2 outstanding.
10 total completed.
This is 13.
Right. 2 outstanding projects, one of which has hit production mode, so it is currently in the process of being printed and delivered. The other one, which is the last Season 3 of Batman, is still in the process, and this will be their 13th project. The other 10 they have delivered successfully to their crowdfunding backers. So I gave the publisher a 7 out of 10. They haven't always been the best at communication, and they haven't always been perfect when it comes to the times and the margins they're hitting. But they do deliver, and they do deliver consistently. They've been very responsible with this game, and they've also established a new practice that states that any game they're bringing to a crowdfunding platform will be production ready.
Right. That's huge.
That's the case with this. Yeah. So OrcQuest, after this is closed, is going to go immediately to printing and production because they have the funds to be able to go ahead and cycle that. Let's move down to the designer. So that was a 7 out of 10. Let's talk about the designer. The designer is going to be Maze Games. It's an indie game studio. They had one game, which is a card game called OrcQuest the Card Game before this. They have put a lot of time and resources into the design. That's part of the reason why you never got this original pledge. So there's a high and a low there. I gave the designer a 6 out of 10. I can't say that they are maybe experienced or have a lot of acumen behind them, but it does certainly seem like they care, and Monolith liked the game enough they wanted to pick it up and bring it here to you all. So it's not a designer that you should necessarily back off of previous titles, but it is one that I think you can still put confidence into. Now, one thing I forgot to mention at the very beginning of this, I did and do have a prototype copy of OrcQuest, and I did do a sponsored preview video for Monolith Games on this title. So keep that in mind with all of our coverage. I've had a chance to see it, which might make me biased, and I have a paid relationship with the company, which also might make me biased. Moving down to the review content. So you're going to have a few reviewers on here. If I can scroll the whole way down here to take a look. You're going to have Quackalope. You're going to have Boardgame Coffee. Do you know that crew over there?
Boardgame Coffee?
Some good guys out of Canada. You're going to have Game Boy Geek giving you a preview. And then you're going to have King of Average, who just did an unboxing video and also told his audience that this was a really good deal. And then finally you have some foreign language coverage and some Monolith personal coverage themselves. I gave them a 6 out of 10 on gameplay. Yeah. Reason being, on review videos. Reason being is they have some solid previews. I'm on there, right? But I would have liked to see more quotes on their page. I would have liked to see the game actually cycle to a few other content creators outside of the group that they have. And I would have liked to see some gameplay coverage of it. Now, the campaign was only 8 days long, which meant that we haven't had time to actually get any of that footage to the table. That was something that once they launched, and I saw no gameplay coverage go out, I was immediately like, I wish I had the time to actually fulfill this gap, because I think that would help give the backers more confidence. So keep that in mind. Moving down to, let's talk about production quality.
Sure, yeah. I'm not a huge miniatures guy. I'm not a big Kickstarter, big box kind of game guy typically, but I'm really impressed with what I'm seeing on here from production quality. And also quantity, just how ambitious they're being with the miniatures and the dice and the cards and 990 this and hundreds of this. It's insane.
There's a ton of content here. The artwork looks great. The miniatures are good quality. They do have square bases, so keep that in mind for any minis fans out there. And Monolith knows how to deliver this type of product. They are a miniatures-based company, a kind of titan when it comes to giving you the best value with the most minis possible. Gave them a 9 out of 10 on production quality. It's going to be what you come to expect from Monolith. It's going to be high quality. It's going to be good production quality. Moving down to exclusives.
Yeah.
So we found some interesting stuff around exclusives.
Yeah. Couldn't seem to find exclusives, right?
There's no immediate tag on this that states that anything is exclusive to Kickstarter. And Monolith is putting an investment in this product, which means they likely want to have this be available or have another reprint or have something down the road that's going to give them some financial incentive, because it's not just out of the goodness of their heart. However, the original Kickstarter for OrcQuest Warpath did have Kickstarter exclusive components, and some of those are included in here through the Kickstarter. I'm not sure if they're holding to that. I'm not sure if the stretch goal box is going to be Kickstarter exclusive itself. I do know, however, that this entire game would be impossible to produce and impossible to deliver without Kickstarter being the funnel for it existing. And so I'm giving them an 8 out of 10 on exclusives. I do think that some of these elements are going to be exclusive. I do think that this is going to be hard to get afterwards. Monolith doesn't have a tendency to do things outside of crowdfunding platforms. But there's no guarantee. If they had a stamp on a few things here, or a stamp on that stretch goal box, I would have given them a higher score there. Moving down, retail. Same thing here. Giving them an 8 out of 10. Monolith doesn't typically take things to retail, but there's no promise that it's not going to be available in retail. So, based off the company, though, it doesn't seem like this is going to be available at a cheaper price aftermarket once this is done, unless it's third-party based. Moving down to production schedule. Really ambitious.
Yeah, they're trying to have this out by October 2023.
Literally 10 months away. 9 months away,
So...
gave them a 7 out of 10 on that.
You're skeptical.
I think because it's ready to print and it has so much development work and the molds are done, this will arrive quickly. Do I think this is going to arrive within the range of 10 months or earlier, like some of their media is claiming? I will be very impressed if it does. That's just, it's not typically heard of when it comes to the crowdfunding world. But 7 out of 10, I think they could accomplish it. I think they've done everything right to accomplish it, and the stuff that's going to cause it to be delayed will be outside of their hands. Moving down to savings. The original pledge of this was $200.
Yeah, and it's $135 right here, which is $147, I think, is what it comes out to, which is very, very, very cheap. Again, going back to all the things that are inside this pledge, the hundreds of miniatures, is that right? Hundreds of cards.
172 miniatures.
Insane, yeah.
So about 1,000 cards.
Yeah, so all said and done, we said with shipping, it's going to come around to about $200.
Right around $200,
VAT, all that
you're
jazz.
still saving about $40 off of what that original campaign would have been with shipping included. So pretty good savings. They're being very aggressive with the price. They want this to get to as many people as possible. And so they are grouping everything. They have one core pledge level. Very, very aggressive.
Yeah, super streamlined.
Moving down to value. We just said 172 miniatures. That is a high value. There's less than $1 per mini in terms of what you're actually getting, along with the core game, along with the design, along with the art. So on the savings, we gave it an 8 out of 10. On the value that you're getting from this, gave it a 10 out of 10.
Nice.
It's just outstanding, the amount of stuff they're putting in this. Of course, it has to be stuff that you're interested in, but once you're across that barrier, this is a good value in terms of the product. And the price. They're not hiding anything. The price is what it is. If you go through the back this pledge portal, you're not going to have any extra little ads or anything other than shipping, which will round that price up right close to that $200 mark if you live here in the United States. We gave them a 10 out of 10 on this as well. No hidden stretch goals, no upsales, nothing beyond that. So our final score, 79 out of 100. Very solid score. You can absolutely back OrcQuest Warpath with confidence. Keep in mind, it's coming from an indie studio, even though it's being published by Monolith. No guarantee exactly on that date that it's going to arrive. I would predict it'll be a little bit later, but they could be proven wrong on this. And when it comes to the final verdict on this, it's a great value in terms of miniatures, components, and I think gameplay, but it still has to be a game that you're interested in. This isn't one that I think is going to sell anyone on the dungeon crawling genre or on the adventuring genre, the Ameritrash genre, if it's not a game style that you already enjoy.